Probcast went up earlier today with Lacey Nelson, who most of you know as Deputy Nelson, and she's back with us this morning. Hi, Lacey.
Good morning.
Yes, thank you, Lacey.
Yes.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
For your
Thank you.
service and everything else. On the Probcast, we do talk about you're still a cop, and we talk about you're an elected official now, and we talk about your aspirations, and we talk about your master's degree, and it might be more.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you.
And wait, we're not done being an overachiever.
Oh, boy.
You have a public speaking career as well.
Yes, I do.
So all of that is in the Probcast, but when you really lit up the most was when we got to your other title. Yes, there's one more.
It's all about helping people, Rob.
Yeah.
I know that's also part of the sickening part of you. You're incredibly accomplished. You're incredibly positive and helpful, and it gets old.
I have flaws, you know.
Yeah, well, I'm still trying to find them. Believe me when I do, because that's the only way I'm going to get a spot on your cabinet when you become the leader of the free world.
Yeah, blackmail.
Yeah.
Oh, there's blackmail.
That's
Yes.
that's how politics work.
Good luck.
But you are also the community liaison for Paint Sacramento Pink, which is not just about. So there's all, as we talk about on the Probcast. Obviously, finding a cure for breast cancer is the ultimate goal, but not enough focus on what Paint Sacramento Pink really focuses on. So give us an idea, let everybody know what exactly it is that they do and how they help.
So we do thank those other organizations for looking for that cure, for raising money for that cure. But what we're doing is raising money and awareness for locals, Sacramento, greater Sacramento area, to make sure that nobody fights alone. And many of these people don't have medical insurance. They don't have a hand to hold. They don't have somebody to talk to. So we raise money for mammograms, wigs, other necessary doctor's appointments to make sure that they can actually get checked. If that mammogram turns out negative, fantastic. We gave you that peace of mind. If there's something there, then let's help you get to the next step.
And we talk in the Probcast about if somebody is listening right now and they're like, oh my God, I need a mammogram. I don't have the ability to do that. How do they get in touch with getting started with you?
So either paintsacramentopink.org. They can find me directly on Facebook or Instagram and send me a private message, and I'll make sure it gets to the right channel. And we are doing this for the Albie Aware organization, and Albie, A-L-B-I-E, Aware organization in Sacramento. So just Google it, go to the website, and send in a message.
Now, when you say that no one fights alone and that you'll get them in to get a mammogram, well, what if they're like, it's not just about the mammogram. I don't have a way to get there. I don't even know where to go.
These are part of the things that are outside of kind of our scope, right? We're sending referrals for mammograms and stuff, but I'm doing this 100%. As you know, I do everything. So if you send me a private message and say, I need a ride to the doctor's office, I'll get you there. We'll figure out how to get you there. I will pick you up. Cherie will pick you up. Leslie will pick you up. One of the folks on our team will pick you up. We'll take you.
Since you name dropped Cherie, we should mention her role in being one of the motivating factors of Paint Sacramento Pink.
Yes, so Cherie's 46. She's in her second fight with breast cancer right now. First fight was at 34 years old, and Albie Aware saved her life. She credits her life to that organization, which is why it's so important. So if you're watching, you can see the poster behind us. This is Cherie. And, people always ask her, are you a boxer? She goes, no, but I'm kicking cancers, you know what. So she's fighting.
You can say ass on the radio.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm like FCC rules. I don't want to get kicked off.
No, I appreciate you
My
erring
first time.
on the side of caution.
Right.
When I heard you talking to Rob, I kind of want to cry on the podcast.
Oh, here we go.
No, just a couple of people in my life that I cared deeply for passed from breast cancer, but another person that I care deeply for, one of my aunts, survived it in a fighter, and it. Oh my gosh, I just started crying when you were saying that the cost of the mammogram and then all the money goes to that, and that is literally how she found her cancer. She wouldn't have found it any other way. You know, some people can do a breast self-check, or sometimes you can look yourself in the mirror and be like, what is that? But because her breasts are dense, and they needed she needed to get a mammogram.
Right.
And that was the only way. And so it's just like, that's just such a beautiful thing. And for those of us that have insurance, sometimes you take that for granted.
We do.
Because you have that insurance and you can go. And I mean, it saves lives. It's such a beautiful thing you're doing. Thank you,
Dawn,
so much.
It's like if you're a single parent or in a family where you have a few kids and income is low, $250 for a mammogram, you don't have it. You just don't have it.
When I heard that number, I was like, oh my gosh.
Right. It sounds like not too much to those of us who can maybe afford it, but people can't, not especially today.
No.
So let us take care of that for you if you're in the greater Sacramento area. We say Sacramento, but we go to different Galt and other places. So if you need help, just reach out. We'll see what we can do. If we can't, if you're in another city and you need help, we'll find an organization in your area. We'll do the research for you and see what we can do.
One of the things I'm hoping that comes out of this is that the very first franchise idea of this is Paint Reno Pink, because you mentioned what a great idea this is, that this should be in every major city.
Yes.
Should.
And obviously we're on in Northern Nevada and very popular, and there's going to be people who are going to be emailing you say, hey, we love this idea. So hopefully that's going to happen as well. And the awareness too that you bring for people that do have insurance, because a lot of times what it is women get, and this is the other thing too, is that you focus on not just women, but you mentioned that men get breast cancer.
Correct.
And we talk in the podcast about all of this infighting with various charities and why are you focused only on breast cancer and why are you focused only on women? You don't want any part of that. That's not what we're here to do.
No.
But you do also bring all this awareness by putting pink everywhere. That hey, you have insurance, you take that for granted, but you also sometimes, I'm too busy, I don't get a mammogram, and just making people aware of how important it is.
Just do it.
And the thing that, as we were talking about it in the podcast, I'm like, okay, this is good. This is all really neat. But what really jarred me was when I asked you, because finding great charities is very difficult. And obviously we have a relationship, trust you, you're great, I trust you. But the big question always is, how much of every dollar actually goes to what you're doing? Because there's administrative fees and we have to pay all of these individuals. And your answer blew me away.
100%. So we can't. So Shanda and Kirk Pierce, they're local business people, and they've become great friends and allies for me personally, for the whole team. But they have been so generous. Everything that goes into Paint Sacramento Pink comes from them. And Shanda's not a big one that likes all the praise and everything, but I have to say thank you to her because I just love her for this. So everything that you donate goes back into mammogram appointments, not to buy more products, not to pay anybody. We're all volunteer. We do this every day. We spend hours a day doing emails, getting shirts ready, prepping this, prepping that. Our weekends are spent. It's all out of our own love for what we're doing.
And the quickest way if somebody wanted to donate would be at paintsacramentopink.org.
Correct.
But you're also putting on, part of the timing to this is that you've got an event going on tomorrow, and we still haven't decided if it's at the Palladio or the Palladio, but you have your personal preference.
It's tomato. Yes, so 3 to 6 p.m. tomorrow at the Palladio. Rob.
I'm just not sure about that.
I think Palladio sounds right.
Palladio sounds better.
It sounds more.
Well, see, that's the thing. Everyone's like, the Palladio.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like Target.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's happening at the Palladio tomorrow?
So come.
See, that sounds all kinds of wrong.
It does. So come to whatever you want to call it in Folsom, 3 to 6 p.m. Buy a scavenger hunt map. For $20, and you can buy 10 maps if you want. Take your family and friends, go around, have a good time, follow our scavenger hunt, find our signs everywhere, fill it out, bring it back. If you bring it back and you tag us and the Palladio on social media and show us, then we'll give you another raffle at 6:30. You have to be present, but your entries will be put in to win a PlayStation 5.
What? Yeah.
The infamous PlayStation 5 that you can't find anywhere.
That's what I hear.
Kyle hears it. Kyle's coming.
No, Brandon and I want one for back here in the studio really, really, really bad. It'll be there.
Well, if you come to the Palladio.
Yeah, when you told me that on the podcast, I was like, those are still impossible to find. And this isn't your only PS5. Right?
No, we have some more stuff coming up, so stay tuned.
Wow.
We just got an email from Trevor.
Hi, Trevor.
Says, where and how can the Maggot Army donate? I know many of us who are fortunate enough to be financially content would love to help the cause. Brando, can we set up a quick link to from radradio.com?
Trevor, thank you, sir.
We'll just send them over to paintsacramentopink.org.
I almost wanted to rewind when I heard that. That's what touched me so deeply. I'm like, we've done charity stuff lifelong, and for great charities, but I've never heard that 100%. I was
100%.
like, wow, blown away.
For me, the thing that's particularly sticking out is just like, I've had my own experiences and things like that, but like when you deal with medical problems, you can really feel like there's a very you're talking about mortality, right? And
yes.
You really can feel very alone in those moments, you know what I mean? And it's like your existence feels so finite, and you kind of start to feel very small in the scope of the world. So it's just amazing that you guys are creating this community so people don't have to deal with that part. They could deal with the physical aspects, healing and being physically healthy and getting through it emotionally without having to take that beat of feeling so by yourself.
Queenie, you couldn't have said it better. I mean, imagine being across the table from a doctor who says, I'm sorry, but you have breast cancer or you have prostate cancer, whatever it may be, right? Yep. Oh my God, I think I'm going to die. That's probably the first thought. But you're not. You're not. Because if you did the mammogram, then you caught it early enough, and we're going to help you, and you're going to beat it. It's going to suck, but you're going to move that mountain to show other people that the mountain can be moved.
And one of the things we talked about on the podcast is we put this dollar figure on. It's about $250 for a mammogram. But that doesn't mean that if you can't give $250 that we're not interested in your money.
Right. No, give us $5 because 100% of your $5 will go into that appointment.
And so you can do that at paintsacramento.org. And we'll, as soon as we can, we'll get radradio.com with a link set up. And then you and I exchanged some emails. And I mentioned to you that I'm in this quandary position here where my wife and I like to give to charities. And it's very difficult to find trustworthy charities. Every year, my wife and I are checking in. Maybe found anything new? I mean, we have a few, that are consistent over the years. The Sac Sheriff's Department Canine Unit, we always give to them, and my dad's band. But it's so hard to find the charities that you can trust. And when I told her about your story and Paint Sacramento Pink, and when I told her about the 100% thing, I was like, well, we got to send some funds that way. But we don't like to do this thing publicly. But you and I talked about the fact that I understand the cachet that comes with the show and the influence that we can have. And to just give you money anonymously, I know that you would love it. But if I can show that I support you and it makes anyone follow, I can't. I hate doing this, but I can't shirk that response. We just had this email, an hour ago from this guy who literally refinanced his home because I told him where to go. And I know that's the power that we have. So my wife and I wanted to give you this and just show people that we believe in you and we support Paint Sacramento Pink and that people can donate at paintsacramentopink.org.
Yeah. Oh.
Rob, are you serious?
Oh.
Well, you got to cash it still. I mean, I think the funds are in there, but...
Can I say how much?
It's totally up to you.
Rob, your wife, and you just donated $10,000.
Oh,
thank you so much, Rob.
I think that's 40 mammograms, I hope.
Yes.
Is that math right?
Yep.
Oh, my God, that's amazing.
Rob, thank you. I wasn't supposed to cry today, Jesus.
If
I'm not thanking you for these tears.
This is the one part of this segment we're not thanking for.
Rob's making me feel bad because I'm the same way with him. I never tell. We won't tell my donation now because after that, I'm sorry. I gave her. I'm like, what's in my wallet right now? Because I was listening this morning. I was listening to half of it again, and I was like, oh my God, 100%? Are you kidding me? I'm like, what is in my wallet right now? Because I just got it. I got you. That's 100%. So just whatever. We all support you, and
you guys just saved so many lives.
I hate doing that. Oh God.
No, I know.
It's always in
it's
private.
I
like literally. I think this is the first one I've ever admitted to on the radio. Like I just don't do that unless someone else outs me because it's just you don't want the praise. But
it's not about praise for this.
No, it isn't. This is beautiful. This is a wonderful thing, and it's about people that back you. Yeah, Rob, that's so beautiful.
Well, and it just speaks to how much we trust you personally and the people that you're associated with in the organization. And again, to the point that Dawn started to make there, that it doesn't. I don't mind that you said the number that my wife and I gave. It doesn't matter what somebody can give.
Correct.
Don't go, oh, well, okay, Rob and Christina gave that much, so what am I going to do? You're going to make a difference.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's always the fear is that if you announce a big donation, then people go, oh, well, then I don't matter. Yeah, you do.
Every bit of it matters.
So it's paintsacramento.org.
Paint Sacramento Pink.
Oh, Jesus, sorry. paintsacramentopink.org. I don't even know if there is a Paint Sacramento.
You might want to remember that for your tax guy.
That's a whole other organization.
You're so beautiful, Rob.
So,
I know, Rob. I love you. Thank you.
We'll get you linked up at radradio.com as well. Is there anything left out?
I love you guys. Thank you.
love you too. And at the Palladio tomorrow
Sounds right.
as well. Thank you so much for being here, Lacey.
All right.